And a good midday Thursday to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com, represents 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Basically a zonal flow coming in from a trough that had moved across most of Canada, flirting with the northern part of the United States. That trough is currently here. It's produced a cold front with some compression out ahead of it and allowed the moisture that's starting to build up here and some pretty hefty showers working on through the state of Vermont currently as we speak. Looks like this will move on out. A weak area of higher pressure will eventually build in. This will set the stage for a bubble of higher pressure that'll track through Pennsylvania and ridge northward and bring Friday's weather as mostly settled. Another frontal system will then form and then push across the region. And that'll develop, it looks like, on Saturday. That one could bring us also some moderate to locally heavy rain showers associated with a frontal boundary, as well as a few thunderstorms. Right now it looks like just a few lightning strikes. Another chance along about Tuesday of next week. Those are the only three impacts expected. Out ahead of Saturday's frontal system, we could see some gusty winds that channel through the Champlain Valley. This would be out of the south, and mostly attuned toward Lake Champlain. That would happen in the early morning hours to about the mid-morning hours on Saturday. Also, we're looking at a depression here becoming a tropical storm, and then this comes about as far as the east central Atlantic, kind of turns around and then tracks westward again as it gets back into the east to west flow just to the south of this ridge of higher pressure that'll be developing, and this will take it on a track that will begin to move everything toward Florida. Right now, no threats for land, and this is a long ways out. This would be a depression as indicated by the National Hurricane Center from Karen, and that's 168 hours out, valid about, looks like Thursday morning around 8 a.m. Okay, we're going to look at the windy depiction here from the European model, and as we track the model through here, you can see a cold front. This is the current frontal system that's bringing precipitation to Vermont. And as we take 3-hourly increments, you'll see the high pressure and low pressure systems moving on by. Area of higher pressure, that front moves off to the east into east of New England, and an area of higher pressure tracks across Pennsylvania, about 1020 hectopascals, tracks across southern portions of New England and just off the coast of Long Island, keeps a ridge of higher pressure intact, and that's going to be good for some good weather here for Friday. Looks like a nice ending to our work week. Here comes the next weather system. A little bit of a southerly gradient wind you might notice here. 1022 hectopascals with a area of low pressure and a frontal boundary beginning to push into the region. This is going to cause kind of a squeeze play, the typical southerly channeling winds. It may or may not reach thresholds. It's going to be close, but we're looking at wind gusts generally in that sort of 40 to 45 mile per hour across the northern portion of the Champlain Valley, really associated with Lake Champlain. So taking that a little bit further, that frontal system then on Saturday pushes into the region. This could bring us a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity, it looks like, on Saturday. As it does so, this is valid about 8 o'clock in the evening. That begins to move on out. A ridge of higher pressure off to the north, sort of southwest of James Bay, Canada, is going to start to push in, and this weather system is going to bodily track across the region and bring us some pretty nice weather really on Sunday, kind of a transition day, but Monday the better day, as this area of higher pressure will track just about right overhead of Vermont, a little bit to our east, 1027 hectopascals. Before it relents, southwesterly flow begins to push back into the region, and this will be along about Tuesday, or Monday night or Tuesday, bringing another round of showers, potentially maybe a thunderstorm in the mix as well, and that's mostly just a warm front. Taking it a little bit further, this is about 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. That frontal system then gets pretty much stationary. Quasi-stationary frontal systems mean a lot of unsettled weather with waves of lower pressure rippling along it, and that's what looks like will happen for the middle part of next week. So more unsettled as we head into the area of next week. The GFS ensemble model is missing, so we're going to go right to the total accumulated precipitation for the next 7 days by the Weather Prediction Center, and you can see that we're kind of southeastern Vermont, southern Vermont seeing far less precip with the next 7 days of precip, and northern areas seeing the most, and this also is supported by what the European 5-day precipitation anomaly is supporting, as well as near 2-inch amounts over the next 5 days across this particular area here, mostly around Franklin County and into perhaps Orleans County. Temperatures kind of doing their thing, going up and down, but overall we'll be running anywhere from 3 to 6 degrees above normal. And about 3 days later, indicated these are maximum daytime temperatures for the next 5 days. And then 3 days later, still about 3 to 6 degrees above normal, with colder than normal weather really starting to move in the parts of the west coast, the Rockies, and of course the northern plains. Eventually this is going to get in here and really drop the temperatures, but probably not until the following weekend. So we're talking better than 7 days out at this point. Looking at the current anomalies from the climate reanalyzer, you can see we're in sort of slightly warmer than normal temperatures. Colder air is beginning to drop in from Canada with this first bout, and overall, kind of par for the course for this time of year. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.